this meeting of the Show Low City Council to order. Show all council members are present. Tonight I've asked Councilman Clark to lead us in the invocation, followed by the pledge by Vice Mayor Kakavas. If you'd all like to stand and join us, you may do so.
Our Father in heaven, we're thankful for this opportunity we have to gather as a community and as the council for the city of Show Low. We are grateful for the opportunity we have to discuss the needs of our community. We are thankful that we have this wonderful building to meet in, and we're thankful that we have the robust economic times that we've had recently in the city of Show Low, that we're able to make decisions in a time when we have had a lot of growth and a lot of prosperity. We pray that that will continue to bless the citizens of Show Low and continue to bless that we will be able to make decisions that are in accordance with thy will. We ask a special blessing upon our first responders, on our law enforcement, and upon our firefighters and our dispatchers, and upon those people who put their lives on the line each day in our military. We ask that thou will protect and watch over them, and please guide them. Please protect them and keep them safe. Please help us as a council to always put them at the forefront of our minds so that we can have a safe community and a safe place for them to work and for all of us to live in. We ask that as we delegate tonight and we deliberate on matters before us, that we'll do so in a pleasing manner, that we will be able to do so in a way that with a spirit of community and a spirit of doing what's right for the citizens of Show Low. And these things we humbly ask for in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Thank you, Councilman Clark. Next item on the agenda is call to the public. Any citizen desire to speak on a matter that is within the jurisdiction of the city council may do so at this time. Comments may be limited to 3 minutes per person and shall be addressed to the city council as a whole and not to any individual member. Issues raised shall be limited to those within the jurisdiction of the city code pursuant to Arizona open meeting law. The city council cannot discuss or act on any items presented at this time. At the conclusion of the call to the public, individual council members may respond to criticisms made by those who have spoken, ask staff to review a matter, ask the matter to be put on a future agenda. First one I have is Mr. Roberts. You caught me off guard walking up front.
When I'm in the back, you tell me I take too long. Thank you, Mayor and Council and public. I have two things I wanted to discuss tonight. First and foremost, I wanted to give a shout out to our school and the program they put on. I know that everybody else has been complimenting them, and the show was fantastic. I'm sure the rest of you guys will be. So let me add my voice to the chorus of congratulations on that. And then the other reason that I'm here tonight is because we have our June 1st, we have our Cruising the Rim car show over at Frontier Park. We've always had good response and support from the city and from the community. And I just wanted to, in advance, say thanks for all that has been done to help us prepare for that. Public Works and the Police Department in particular, and Parks and Recreation in particular, all do a great job of supporting us in that and helping us with that. And that will be June 1st for the actual car show. On May 31st, we will be doing a drive from the church parking lot on the corner, at the corner of Clark and 60. And we'll be doing a drive. We'll be leaving that parking lot at 5:30, going all the way down the Deuce Clubs to Hatch Toyota, and we'll have a burger burn there, and the burger burn's open to the public. And they'll be able to see the cars that we have gathered. That many of them will be in the show the next day, and there will even be some cars there that maybe won't be in the show the next day. So they get to see lots of nice cars. So we're appreciative to all the support. We wanted to invite everybody to line up. We love it when people line up along the street and watch the cars go by on Friday night. Then we love it when they show up at the show, and we always have had a good response. And we hope that the weather is good, and we expect that the turnout will be good and the response will be good, and we appreciate and thank everybody for everything. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
this year, Doug?
I'm sorry?
How many cars this year?
We limit our enrollment at 200. So we only have up to 200 cars, but we should have close. Every year we get right at 200 cars.
Next person is Mr. Lusk on EAA Chapter 586. You guys can come up here, you know, you don't have to hide back there.
Good evening, and thanks for giving us a few minutes of your time. Want to share a little bit about the EAA chapter we have out at the Show Airport. The EAA is a growing and diverse organization of members with a wide range of aviation interests and backgrounds. It's the only association that offers the fun and camaraderie of participating in the flying, building, and restoration of recreational aircraft with a passionate community of aviation enthusiasts. Our chapter was formed in 1984 and is based at the airport here in Show Low, and we host a variety of aviation-related activities and provide opportunities for anyone that has an interest in aviation. Our mission is to grow participation in general aviation by sharing our passion for all things aviation with the local community. We do this by offering free rides in airplanes for youth ages 8 to 17. Those are called Young Eagles. Get an introduction to flight. And we also do that for the adults as well. Sometimes they're called bald eagles, just eagles, or maybe even bald eagles.
That's our
So our hope in doing all of that is to ignite a passion in others for flying through these free introductory flights. Our chapter right now is pretty active and hosts several activities every month. Some of the activities include things like our monthly chapter gathering. It's a time when all the members get together. We'll have a presentation on various aviation topics, some hands-on experience, different things like that. Opportunity to interact with each other. And then we also do the Young Eagle rallies. This is when we get together and fly the kids, specifically the kids on a particular day. We do 4 of those a year. Our next one is on June 22nd. If you know any kids that are of age, 8 to 17, invite them to come on out. We also have a Young Eagles Build and Fly program going on right now. This is with a model airplane or radio control airplane. Kids are actually building it. We partner with the Silver Creek Aero Modeler Association out of Snowflake, helping us with that. We do a flying start. That's for adults that have an interest or want to know what it takes to get a pilot's license, maybe purchase an airplane. The flying start program actually is on the 18th of this month. You can register for it at flyingstart.org if you have an interest. We also do pilot proficiency, which helps to keep pilots proficient, keep them safe, look at various topics and some of the pitfalls that we make, overlooking things. So there's hands-on learning opportunities, topics on aviation safety, and also new for us this year is youth scholarships. We've been awarded a scholarship, and one deserving youth from our chapter will get a free ride to get their pilot's license. Average cost of that these days is $11,000. So I'm pretty excited about that opportunity. And then this coming Saturday, we have a pancake breakfast. This is our biggest fundraiser of the year. It'll go from 7 to 11, and everybody's welcome to come on out and support the chapter that way. I'd like to personally invite you guys, if you've never had the opportunity to see our beautiful community from the air, I'd like to take you up and get you check it out if you're interested. Or maybe you've seen it already, but you want to see it again, we'd like to take you up too. Just a great thing going there at the airport. We're seeing lots of new people getting involved, and it's really just kind of networked the people that are already there and inviting new people into that fold. So if you build, if you fly, or if you dream about aviation, come on out and join us. Thank you for your time.
So what was the breakfast time again?
7 to 11
And that's this Saturday.
this Saturday.
So I challenge all you guys to go because I'll be gone. So, and they can learn more information about your program out there.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I'm going to miss it this year. I'm usually there, but
Gotcha.
my wife's got a milestone birthday this Saturday. If I missed it, I'd be divorced.
You gotta get your priorities right for sure.
Thank you guys. Appreciate everything you do.
We'd also put together a little bag of stuff, some goodies, some chapter merchandise, some additional information. You guys sort through it and take it out, so.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Okay, next item on the agenda is special events, swearing in our new council member. Mr. Whipple. It's a lot easier when you do it with other people, but by yourself. Don't think about it, though.
Okay, if you'll repeat after me. Yeah, raise your right hand, sorry. I, Derek Whipple,
I, Derek Whipple,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
and laws
and laws
of the state of Arizona,
of the state of Arizona,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same,
and defend them
and defend them
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the position
of the position
of city council member
of city council member
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
So we know how shy some of the Whipples can be, Mr. Whipple, so would you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
You bet. So I'm about as Sholo as you're gonna get, having been born and raised here, lived here pretty much my whole life. There's just something I think that it's in my DNA that causes me to be here tonight, to be a part of this and to be willing to serve. So I look forward to working with you, Mayor, and with the other council members, and for serving the city of Sholo. So thank you.
Thank you. You wanna say anything? Councilman Clark, you wanna say-
Yeah, I want to say something. I want to welcome Derek to a great organization. I think that what you'll find here is that everybody on this council has the best of the communities at heart. We want what's best for the city of Sholo. We want what's best for our community. We want what's best for our families and the future generation. And for those of you who don't know Derek, this is not the first opportunity Derek is serving. I have had the opportunity to see him serve in multiple capacities within our community, especially with the youth and with the kids. He has an uncanny ability to make friends with the kids and to make sure that they're on the right track and kind of be the leader that they need at the high school and in other areas of their life. And so I appreciate Derek serving prior to this. It shows me that he truly has a servant's heart in wanting to do that. And I think it's altogether fitting that, you know, the seat that you're filling is obviously from Councilman Alsup. And one of the things that he talked about when he was leaving was the impact that your dad had on him and the way in which he took him under his wing and kind of helped him and, kind of the tutelage that your father gave. I promise I will not be the one to take you under my wing. I don't want you to make all those mistakes and stuff. I think the junior and vice mayor and there are other people on this are probably far better examples of how to carry yourself and to be a good council member. But I also would be remiss too if I didn't thank a couple of people who were in the crowd. I'm gonna steal Derek's thunder for a second and thank Cynthia for the marvelous production she put on. Cynthia Whipple is Derek's sister. If any of you got to go to the Phantom of the Opera this last 2 weeks, you were truly fortunate indeed. It was one of the greatest performances I've ever seen in that auditorium, probably on any stage. I've had the fortunate opportunity to go to several Broadway shows in New York, and that one was right up there with them. It was truly remarkable and phenomenal. I wish you could host residency there and just show that for the next 6 or 8 months. We would all be truly blessed. And then also, Derek's family, Gary Paul's here, his wife Stephanie's here. All of these are people who are members of our community who give back. The Whipple family has done the Groundhog Breakfast for as long as I've been alive. And it's been a true impact for our community. So I want to thank the Whipple family, and I want to thank Marcia as well. She's one of those unsung heroes, as much of an impact that Gary Whipple had on our community. she had as much or more by supporting him and by raising these wonderful people who've grown up to be great adults who are now giving back to their community. So I want to thank you, Mrs. Whipple, for raising a family that has a servant's heart and wants what's best for their community, and that gives back. And then I also want to thank Stephanie and Derek's girls for being willing to let their dad come and do these things. I think it speaks volumes to them that they are willing to sacrifice his time away from them, especially at these, very formidable years for him to serve on our council and to give back to the community and stuff like that. And so it is a very thankless job, but it is something that is very impactful and something that we appreciate all of your sacrifice for doing that. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Appreciate those words. How could you follow that, Derek? Welcome. I'm excited to work with you, definitely.
Thank you, Mayor.
If you ever need anything from any of us, I'm pretty sure you know how to get a hold of all of us, but I'm excited to have you up here.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else want to make a comment? Okay, moving right along. Next item on the agenda is consent calendar proclaimed by the mayor proclaiming proclamation by the mayor proclaiming May 19th through the 24th, 2024 as Public Works Week in the city of Show Low. Consideration of acceptance of city signage, City of Show Low project number FM 2321. Consideration of non-commercial hangar development and ground lease. Consideration of acceptance of Arizona Department of Transportation grant funds. Consideration of acceptance of Arizona Department of Transportation grant funds. Consideration of minutes of the Show Low City Council meeting on April 16th, a special meeting, also on April 16th, a regular meeting, and a budget town hall session on April 18th, and another special meeting on April 23rd. I'll entertain a motion to accept the consent calendar as read.
I will move to approve the consent calendar as read, but I would like to make a comment to the EAA that you would be pleased to know that some of these items on the consent calendar will affect the airport, so.
Got a motion? Got a second? All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously. I'm going to move back over consent calendar A, proclamation by the mayor proclaiming May 19th through the 24th as Public Works Week. If we can have Mrs. Hall read the proclamation.
Thank you, Mayor. Whereas public works infrastructure, facilities, and services are of vital importance to the health, safety, and well-being of the people of Arizona, and whereas such facilities and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public work professionals, engineers, and administrators who are responsible for and must design, build, operate, and maintain the transportation, water supply, sewage, and refuse disposal systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential to serve our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens and civic leaders of the city of Show Low to gain knowledge of and to maintain a progressive interest in the public works needs and programs of the community. And whereas Arizonans should join with representatives of governmental agencies and the American Public Works Association in paying tribute to our public works employees and to recognize the substantial contributions they have made to our national health and welfare. Now therefore, John Leach Jr., Mayor, on behalf of this Show Low City Council, does hereby proclaim May 19th through the 24th, 2024 as Public Works Week in the city of Show Low and extend appreciation to the public works professionals for the vital services they perform and their dedication to the community they represent. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we have a video.
I'm Rick Austin. I'm with the Public Works Department, and I'd like to talk about a great bunch of guys. We got the Parks Department that work really hard at the parks so you have a nice place to go play ball and take care of appearance of the park and make sure it's clean and take care of our facilities. You got the roads guys. They go around, they work really hard at cleaning up, all of the streets and make sure that they're good to drive on. You got the water guys, and they take care of all of our wells, all of our tanks. They do all the sampling and are endless with, taking care of things. You got the wastewater collection guys. These guys, they make sure that the pipes are clear and when your sewer has issues, they're right on top of it. You got the environmental guys that they take care of the sewer plant and all the lift stations, and I'm proud to say that we are running a 99% efficiency down at that treatment plant, which is better than most in the state. I'd just like to say that all these groups that I've just talked about, when the snow flies, they all have to do their job and also keep the streets clear during snow operations. So I've been in this business 35 years of working for municipalities, and I gotta say this is the best group that I've ever had.
So when people think of first responders, they rightly think of police and fire, but public works personnel are also first responders. They're the guys that are going to be out at 2 o'clock in the morning on Christmas Eve, clearing the roads so that people can get to their destinations safely. They're the folks that, if there's a water line that breaks in the middle of the night or any time of day, they're on it and they're taking care of it, making sure that everybody keeps their water service as best they can. A lot of times people think about, or really don't think about, things like when you turn the faucet, the water comes on. When you flush the toilet, that happens. But that's all part of what public works folks do. They're first responders, and they're definitely critical to the quality of life that our folks here in Show Low enjoy.
I want to say thank you to all the guys in Public Works that work so hard every day to keep our city looking good and to keep things running for us. You guys are always out there in the rain, the snow, the hot, the cold, just making things work for the city, taking care of water, wastewater, parks, all of our buildings and streets, and we really appreciate it. Just want to say a big thank you to you guys. Hope you have a good, happy Public Works Week. Thank you.
As a former city administrator, I was the community services director and assistant city manager for many years. We worked pretty closely with the Public Works Department, and I was always impressed with them. Their service is outstanding. They're really good people. They're willing to help. They have good personalities, and you know, it's not always the best job in the world. I mean, you know, cleaning sewer lines is not fun. Installing sewer lines and other stuff that they do, road work, I mean, you name it. They've got some tough jobs to do, but they always do it with a smile. And if there's a problem, it's always been my experience that they do a great job and make things right for the citizens and for city staff. So I salute them.
We are thankful to the City of Show Low for recognizing one of the most valuable and hardest working departments of the city. The airport depends heavily on our public works crews. Many people don't realize that our airport staff are also part of the Public Works Department, so I want to give a special shout out to our airport linemen for all their hard work in maintaining the airfield and providing aviation services to our customers. Happy Public Works Week.
Public Works is an absolutely incredible department, in my opinion. I've worked with them for 3 years now on countless special events and initiatives, staff appreciations. They always come in Johnny on the spot, ready to help. They have the most incredible attitudes. I am so glad that we have this week to appreciate them. They're out in the community working on roads and wells, our infrastructure, our engineering, future projects in the city. Public Works is the epitome of excellence here in the city of Show Low. On behalf of myself and my division, we wish to say thank you so very much for everything that you do.
Good morning, I'm your Mayor, John Leach Jr. This morning I'm here to thank you guys at Public Works for what you do for our community. You are all amazing, and what you do for our community is outstanding. You know, we don't even think about you guys when we're in bed asleep and you guys are plowing snow all hours of the morning, and we can never thank you enough. But I'm here to personally thank each and every one of you on behalf of the whole entire City Council. Thank you guys, and God bless. Say a few words real quick.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to also mention there's another group in Public Works that did get much mention here. It wasn't on purpose, and that's the engineering department. Engineering department is under our city engineer, Shane Hemsoth. There's 6 folks that work in there. They provide a tremendous value to the city. A majority of the projects that we build here in the city are actually designed in-house, which is a great savings to the taxpayers here. They also do surveys. We have 2 inspectors, and we do all of our project bidding as well. So I just wanted to shout out for those guys too. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. Rick, we probably can't thank you enough that video was pretty amazing. I appreciate everything that you guys do, but we can't praise you guys enough. Hopefully, you guys will realize how important you are to this council and this community. We have some pretty exciting things coming up for you guys, maybe a new home that you guys can relax in soon. But thank you guys so much for everything you do for our community. Like I said, we can never, it's almost like our dispatchers. We can't never thank them enough. You guys are also the unsung heroes, and giving you a week ain't enough, but at least it's a little something. Rick, if you could come up, I have the proclamation for you. And then we have some shirts back there, I think, somewhere you're in charge of, Rick. But we, on behalf of...
You're going to have Ryan talk too, right?
Ryan loves to talk.
Ryan loves to speak, so we're going to get him up for his 10-minute speech.
Got some hoodies for the guys. And then the proclamation. Do you want to say more, Rick, or you think you covered it all? Rick, thank you again, Rick.
Thank you.
On behalf of all of us, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Rick.
Thanks, Rick. And some of you are here. Would you mind standing so we can thank you again, please? Public Works, all you parks, all you guys. Ryan, did you want to say anything, or you're good? Okay. Thank you guys again. Huh? Matt? Matt's out there somewhere. Where'd Matt go? Matt loves to talk too. Unfortunately, Matt's going to retire soon. I remember when Matt started with the city. How many years ago, Matt? 29 years ago. He actually left one of our local plumbers, who was very upset when he left, and we didn't know if he was going to make it, but Matt's getting ready to retire. So, Matt, thank you. Appreciate your service. You guys are all amazing. Okay, next item on the agenda, if I get to it. Under new business, a public hearing, consideration of application submitted by Darius Gibbons on behalf of Medieval Mayhem Historical Arts Foundation for special events liquor license for 2024 Medieval Mayhem Renaissance Fair on July 12th, 13th, and 14th at Frontier Fields. Mrs. Hall.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Darius Gibbons submitted an application for a special event liquor license for the 2024 Medieval Mayhem Renaissance Fair at Frontier Fields, scheduled for July 12th, 13th, and 14th. The license will allow the foundation to sell alcohol during the event. An existing chain link fence surrounds Frontier Fields where the alcohol will be sold and consumed. One entrance and exit gate will be open for participants to enter and leave the area. This gate will be staffed by at least 4 and up to 6 uniformed security personnel provided by the Navajo County Sheriff's Auxiliary and Arizona Rangers to ensure no alcoholic beverages enter or leave the fenced-in premises. Along with the Arizona Rangers, the Sheriff's Auxiliary will roam the field to provide additional security when available. The Show Police Department performed a background check on the applicant and found nothing that would preclude approval of this special event liquor license. The application and action taken by the council will be forwarded to the Department of Liquor Licenses and Control, and unlike regular liquor licenses, the council's decision is final for such an application, and Darius is here for any questions.
This time I'll open it up to a public hearing. Seeing nobody around, I'll close the public hearing and turn it back to the council for motions or questions. Anybody want to make a motion? Councilman Judd?
I move to approve the application submitted by Darius Gibbons for a special event liquor license for the 2024 Medieval Mayhem Renaissance Fair on July 12th, 13th, and 14th, 2024 at Frontier Fields.
Got a motion, I'll second that. All those in favor of the motion? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing and consideration of an application submitted by Sunshine Brewer on behalf of Show Low Chamber of Commerce for a special event liquor license for the 2024 Show Low Days on June 7th and 8th at Frontier Field. Mrs. Hall.
Thank you, Mayor. Sunshine Brewer, representing the Show Low Chamber of Commerce, submitted an application for a special event liquor license for the 2024 Show Low Days at Frontier Fields, scheduled for June 7th and 8th, 2024. The license will allow the Show Low Chamber of Commerce to sell alcohol during the event. An existing 6-foot chain link fence surrounds Frontier Fields where the alcohol will be sold and consumed. One entrance exit gate will be open for participants to enter and leave the area, and it will be staffed by security personnel provided by the Arizona Rangers to ensure no alcoholic beverages enter or leave the fenced-in premises. The Arizona Rangers will roam the field to provide additional security when available. The northeast corner of Frontier Fields will house the kids zone, and no alcohol will be allowed there. The Show Low Police Department performed a background check on the applicant and found nothing that would preclude approval of the special event liquor license. The application and action taken by the council will be forwarded to the Department of Liquor Licenses and Control. And again, unlike regular liquor licenses, the council's decision is final for such an application, and Ms. Brewer is here for any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Hall. At this time, I'll open it up for a public hearing. Seeing nobody move, I'll close the public hearing and turn it back to the council for motions or questions. Vice Mayor.
I move to approve the application submitted by Sunshine Renee Brewer for a special event liquor license for the 2024 Show Low Days on June 7th and 8th at Frontier Field, Show Low, Arizona.
Got a motion, I got a second by Councilman Adams. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Next item on the agenda is consideration of approval of additional full-time recreation coordinator in Recreation Division of Community Service Department. Boy, do you guys need that. Busy.
Busy. Mayor and council, good to be here. Currently a staff of three full-time employees, organizes and coordinates all city events, community programs, youth sports, and adult sports at the city of Show Low. Last year, staff met and discussed asking the city council to consider a new full-time recreation coordinator for the recreation division and expand programming opportunities for patrons. For the upcoming fiscal year of 2025, staff requested this new full-time staff position in the 2025 budget. The city council expressed an understanding of the need for the position and at the budget meeting on April 18th, 2024. In order to get a head start on the recreation division's busy summer season, which has already kind of started, the city council instructed staff to request this new full-time recreation coordinator at a future city council meeting using council contingency funds. Following the council's recommendation, staff is requesting an additional full-time recreation coordinator in fiscal year 2024, as well as council contingency dollars to fund the position prior to the position's 2025 budget approval in June 2024. And with that, I can answer any questions you may have.
I'll make a couple comments. Just even what we talked about the car show, barbecue event, the city anniversary last weekend. I'm absolutely amazed, not only the Public Works, but your staff, that you guys do all that and are still sane by the end of the day. I know we talked Saturday night before you left, and I've never seen them that wore out, but they all do a great job, but they definitely can use some help. It was just amazing. Our Public Works, most of them have already gone, but watching them, what they do out there, man, you set a trash bag down, they have it picked up before the birds got to it. So they do an amazing job, and you're right. This past weekend was just the start of what's coming, and from here on out, it's every weekend here on the mountain. So appreciate everything you guys do. Any other questions or comments or motions? Somebody want to?
I'll make a motion, and then I'll also just a question too for Mr. Brimhall. So with this new position, I'm hopeful one of the things that we've always talked about is, improving recreation opportunities for our citizens, locals and stuff like that. What is it unrealistic to hope that this person hits the ground running? Is it are we able to get another softball? I know Memorial Day softball tournament's phenomenal. It sells out every year. Is it too optimistic to think that we can get another one or two this summer, or that we could try to get those types of activities up and going with, part of the reason we're doing this is, we want this to kind of hit the ground running. I know there's already a lot of work going on and stuff like that, but then to fill up this person's plate, as so to speak. So,
well, I'm ambitious too. I think that we've kind of thrown everything in a bucket, right? This group, and we've kind of seen where we can do better with a little bit more coverage. I think I mentioned in that budget meeting on the 18th of April about pickleball. It's a hugely growing sport. We've invested a lot in it. We want to establish a culture of growing. We want the kids to be more involved. I saw an article this morning in the paper about Blue Ridge's team and how good they are. Yep. I want Shoalo to have a team. I don't want to say, hey, me too. We want to be right there, pushing that effort forward in Shoalo. So that's kind of the genesis of the conversation. Started with pickleball, but certainly I think we've done yes, we have done Memorial, but also Labor Day softball tournaments before. That's not out of the question. I'm ambitious and I'm going to push, and I'm very confident that we're going to get a very good person also. As we've kind of bandied about, talking a little bit about maybe what we would like to do, there's been a lot of people's ears perked up and, hey, I know somebody who'd be great for that. Hey, I know somebody who would be great for this. We expect to have a lot of applicants and to be able to select a very good one. People want to work in recreation. Irrespective of the fact of how tired I was on Saturday night, I had a really good time this weekend. I mean, I think from Thursday through Saturday, I put in 45 hours. I mean, it was lots of caffeine and a little bit of sleep, but it was a really good time. I think the event turned out well, and that's just kind of how we roll. We bleed, we sweat, we cry together. And again, I have a great team, and we're not going to choose the wrong person, and we're going to add to, and we're not going to subtract from. That's our goal. So I like your ideas and your passion and your ambition. I want to hit the ground running. I'm not going to promise that we can do all those things immediately, but we're going to talk about them, and we'll knock them out slowly if we have to. But if we can take a bigger bite, I want to hire that person.
Is our salary competitive? I mean, as far as not only for our area, but people throughout the state who may be looking at a position like this? I'm assuming we do that type of legwork before we put a salary together for this position.
Me and Morgan have talked a lot about that, and there is going to be some restructuring that'll happen in that department. But in terms of salary, I think we're right in the ballpark. That's a bad pun, but it works. I think, again, we're going to get a good candidate who's going to provide a lot of strength and structure and just more capacity for our group that gets so worn out during this time. I really do. But to answer your question, yeah, I think we're going to be fine.
And maybe during the interview process, a challenge for this person would be, what event could you hold this winter? Because we have plenty in the summer. Yep. We have nothing to do in the winter, so maybe we can find out, if anybody has any ideas out there for some winter activity.
With as much work as Cynthia and her staff has done, she's kind of the leader over there. Again, we talked a little bit about the Phantom production that went on this last couple of weeks. I'm not a musical theater guy by any stretch of the imagination, and I was moved. That says quite a bit, and I think my experience was pretty similar across the board. But there's been a lot of really good progress made in that auditorium, just infrastructurally, and there's some opportunities there. I think we've tried in the past, but I think it's just a capacity issue in terms of, hey, take this, run with it. A really great thing that Morgan has talked about is we don't micromanage. In our department and in any department, we don't micromanage. We just go. We hire good people. We let them do their thing. And that's the kind of person we want to hire.
One other question we may want to ask is, do you have experience procuring lights for pickleball courts? Because that should probably be their number one priority before we start getting complaints because they don't have them. So.
Right.
I think that's in the budget for this upcoming year. So
with that, I'll make a motion. I move to approve the request for an additional full-time recreation coordinator in the Recreation Division of the Community Service Department to offer recreation programming for the citizens and visitors of the City of Shoalo and authorize the associated budget transfers from the council contingency funds.
Got a motion, I got a second. Any questions? Oh, all in favor of the motion? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Thank you, Jay, again for what you did last weekend. You guys were amazing. Next item on the agenda, consideration of award of contract for senior Field Bleachers Rehab, City of Shola project number FM 0824. Mr. Austin.
Thank you again, Mr. Mayor and Council. The senior field bleachers have fallen into disrepair from years of heavy use. After consulting with some local concrete contractors, the following repairs were recommended to get the most complete and durable repair. Sandblast all surfaces, provide 3.5 inches of new concrete cap, make all necessary repairs on the face block, and supply a new mortar wash when repairs are complete. And finally, paint all the handrails. On March 15th and 19th, 2024, the invitation to bid was published in the White Mountain Independent for rehab of the senior field bleachers. 2 companies attended the mandatory pre-bid conference on March 27th, 2024. These same 2 companies submitted bids with the following results. LD&B, $174,502, and Conco Concrete Specialist, $211,180. Staff recommends awarding the rehab contract for the senior field bleachers, City of Shola project number FM 0824 to LD&B in the amount not to exceed $174,502. Any questions?
Thanks, sir. Any questions or comments?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Rick, do you know what year these bleachers were done?
No, they've been here for years and years.
Well, I got here 50 years ago and they were here.
Yeah.
The aliens created them.
I have no
Right
idea
here.
either.
They're like the pyramids.
Morgan, do you have any idea?
They've been there a long time.
As long as I remember.
To be honest, that's where we played softball too. They put a fence up so we play softball there, not just baseball.
Yeah.
So I don't know either.
I'm super excited that we're doing this project, and so I can make a motion if
Yeah,
anyone has any
absolutely.
questions.
I just have a comment.
Yes.
I feel like Rick, you probably work with the individual who owns LD&B. Seems like that individual and his team does a lot of projects for us, and it seems like he does a great job. As a council member, I just want to, there's probably opportunities where you could, maybe go out and try to make more money or do whatever. It seems like he gives us a very fair price. He treats us well. He comes in on time. It seems like it's a really a great relationship when we put these out there and treats us fairly. So I would just, please extend my appreciation for him and for his team for, treating his community as well as he has, because I feel like we're really fortunate to have someone of his caliber doing these types of projects. And there's so many of them that he really, they always seem to come in on time, and I haven't heard any of our team complain about deadlines or change orders or any of that kind of stuff. It's really, really great to have someone like that work, doing these projects for us. So,
When we talked about this last year about doing that, I went out there and looked at how bad they are. I couldn't imagine what they're going to do to fix them. I really can't, because you look at some of them, there's holes in the steps, and they're not going to change the height, right? Because the height for
3.5 inches.
Okay, because that's a little.
All the way up.
As you get older, those bigger height steps
Get
are.
harder, yeah. Yep. Knees get old, yeah.
So, and if you're really short, Councilman Adams.
I move to award the rehab contract for the senior field bleachers, City of Shola project number FM-0824 to LD&B LLC in the amount not to exceed $174,502.
I got a motion, I got a second by Councilman Whipple down there. Gotta get used to that again. All those in favor of the motion? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously.
Thank you.
That is kind of different to see you.
Yeah,
Whipple,
it
isn't it?
is.
Wow. Almost threw me off. Next item on the agenda is consideration of award of a construction contract for 2024 slurry seal project, City of Shola project number R7924. Mr. Henshaw.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Councilmember Whipple, welcome. The 2024 capital improvement plan budget includes funding for the 2024 annual slurry seal project. The city's current pavement preservation plan includes a minimum maintenance of crack filling, patching, and resurfacing every city street and parking lot with a slurry seal every 6 years. City crews are currently working on the crack filling and patching repairs for the areas identified for slurry this year. Rehabilitation includes personnel labor, equipment, materials required to place approximately 276,000 square yards of Type 2 polymer modified asphalt slurry seal on selected city streets, as well as replacing the pavement markings for roadways after the slurry seal is placed. The city's construction cost estimate for the work was $550,000. The invitation to bid was published as required, and sealed bids were opened publicly with the following results. American Pavement Preservation at $493,052.00. VSS International, $670,522.00. And Sunland Asphalt and Construction LLC at $915,920.00. Staff recommends awarding the 2024 slurry seal project, City of Show Low project number R7924, to American Pavement Preservation in that amount not to exceed that $493,052.00. The slurry map for the areas being slurried is attached. We are doing green this year, and I'm available for any questions.
I got a quick, the company that we're using, is it the same one we use? I know you have three, but I just don't remember that one.
Yeah, we've worked with those guys a lot in the past. They didn't get last year's. VSS actually won that bid last year, but American Pavement has done a majority of the work, majority of the time for slurry seal. Yep.
Any other questions, comments, or motions? Vice Mayor.
I'm really happy to see this come around every year. It makes me really proud as a council member to be able to keep our roads in good working condition and in comparison to other communities that don't have that opportunity. So I'll make a motion to award the construction contract for the 2024 slurry seal project, City of Show Low project number R-7924 to American Pavement Preservation in an amount not to exceed $493,052.
Got a motion? Got a second by Councilman Hatch. All those in favor of the motion? All those opposed? Motion passed. Thank you. If we could just get ADOT to do that. Sorry. Next item on the agenda is consideration, wait a minute, I almost skipped one. Consideration of award of construction contract for 25 city roadway improvement, City of Show Low project number R6724. Mr. Hemsaw.
Thank you.
This is where we're at.
The city's fiscal year 2024 capital improvement plan budget also includes $465,000 for a roadway improvement project labeled West Owens and 30th Ave, and $531,000 for a roadway improvement project labeled North 22nd Ave in Kartchner. The scope of the work includes the reconstruction of about 9,500 linear feet of roadway, including portions of West Owens, South 30th Ave, North 22nd Avenue, and East Kartchner. The work includes, but is not necessarily limited to, the pulverization of approximately 25,000 square yards of existing asphalt roadway, recycling and mixing the asphalt millings into the existing base, subgrade preparation and compaction, reshaping the roadway, installing a new asphalt pavement overlay, reestablishment of the roadway shoulder, installing minor drainage improvements, and adjusting water valves and manholes. The two projects were combined into one to reduce the redundant construction costs and gain economy of scale for the projects. The city's engineering staff designed the project with a construction estimate of $985,000. The project was bid according to statutory requirements with the following results. Hatch Construction and Paving Incorporated at $999,910.00. PAP LLC at $1,035,415.00. Perkins Cinders Incorporated at $1,185,519.02. Sunland Asphalt and Construction at $1,237,500.00. And Western Grade LLC at $1,271,859.00. Staff recommends awarding the construction contract for the citywide roadway improvements 2024. City of Show Low project number R6724 to Hatch Construction and Paving, Inc. in the amount not to exceed that $999,910 and authorize the associated budget transfers. The aerial for the work and the bid tab is attached. I'm available for any questions.
Thanks, sir. Any questions or comments?
I have a question, Mayor. Is there a reason the same vendors didn't apply? Are there some vendors that do slurry and don't do road projects?
Yes, actually, there's some that do both. Like you saw Sunland, I think, on both of those. They're a much larger company out of the valley. Most of the slurry guys pretty much focus on slurry sealing or micro sealing or seal coats, so they're kind of different.
Okay.
You bet.
Other questions, comments, motions? Councilman Judd.
I move to award the construction contract for the citywide roadway improvements 2024 City of Show Low project number R-6724 to Hatch Construction and Paving Inc. in an amount not to exceed $999,910.00 and authorize the associated budget transfers.
Thank you. Got a motion, got a second by Councilman Adams. All those in favor of the motion? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously. One more and then we're gonna let you go.
All right, one more.
Next item on the agenda is consideration of abandonment of a right-of-way and acceptance of the proposed Scott Ranch Road right-of-way. Mr. Himsel.
All right, this one doesn't cost you any money, okay? At the April 16th, 2024 regular city council meeting, we approved an intergovernmental agreement with the Arizona Department of Transportation, or ADOT, for the Scott Ranch Road Design Project. The project includes completing the final design documents for the roadway extension between Show Low Lake Road and Penrod Road. That includes final bridge design documents, environmental clearances to perform the work. ADOT recently awarded the design consultant contract for the work to Kimley Horn. Prior to starting the final design of the roadway extension, the property owner that surrounds the existing Scott Ranch Road right-of-way between Show Low Creek and Penrod Road approached the city and requested an adjustment to the roadway right-of-way, moving it slightly to the north. The proposed alignment would work better for their future development of the property, as well as provide a better intersection location for Penrod Road. The city has reviewed the proposed alignment and has approved the revised location. Staff recommends adopting resolution number R 2024-15, abandoning the existing public right-of-way for Scott Ranch Road and accepting the proposed public right-of-way for Scott Ranch Road and authorizing the mayor to sign all necessary documents. There's an exhibit there just showing that portion along the east side of the Scott Ranch Road alignment from the creek to Penrod for the new alignment, and I'm available for any questions.
How far is that when you say it moved it a little bit? What's that mean?
I think it was close to 400 feet to the north.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Any questions or comments? Or motions?
I just have a comment. Appreciate you guys looking into that and just working on it. I think if I was doing it, it would not be as straight as what you're looking at there. So appreciate you guys being kind of looking forward and doing that.
Any other questions, comments? Vice Mayor.
I move to adopt resolution number R 2024-15, abandoning existing public right-of-way for Scott Ranch Road and accept the proposed public right-of-way for Scott Ranch Road and authorize the mayor to sign all necessary documents.
Got a motion, I'll second that. All those in favor of the motion? All those opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next item on the agenda is consideration of award of construction contract for wastewater facilities master plan, City of Show Low project number S4724. Mr. Cupp.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The 2024 City of Show Low budget includes funding for a wastewater facilities master plan. The last master plan was performed in 2006 and is outdated. The project scope includes a wastewater facilities master plan report, a system hydraulic model, system evaluation, assessment of future needs, capital project planning, budget estimates, and other elements required to provide a complete and comprehensive document. Staff prepared a request for qualifications. The request was advertised per statutory requirements. 3 statements of qualifications, SOQs, were received. The selection committee evaluated the SOQs and in-person interviews were held. The committee selected Sunrise Engineering, LLC. Sunrise Engineering is a recognized leader in Arizona market for this type of project. They have recently completed master plans in Casa Grande, Kingman, and Queen Creek. Staff recommends awarding the contract for the wastewater facilities master plan, City of Show Low project number S4724 to Sunrise Engineering, LLC in an amount not to exceed $198,500. Be happy to answer any questions.
Thanks, sir. Questions? Motions? Councilman Adams.
I move to award the contract for wastewater facility master plan, City of Show Low project number S-4724 to Sunrise Engineering LLC in an amount not to exceed $198,500.
Got a motion, I need a second. Got a second by Councilman Hatch. All those in favor of the motion? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Next item on the agenda is consideration of award of a construction contract for a 12-inch slip line installation, City of Show Low project number FM 6824. Mr. Cupp.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The 2024 City of Show Low budget includes funding for a liner pipe to be installed inside of an existing 30-inch pipe. The purpose of the project is to repair the existing leaking pipe that was constructed in the 1950s. The work includes, but is not necessarily limited to, installing approximately 4,100 lineal feet of heat-fused SDR11 PE100 pipe in an existing 30-inch concrete pipe. The existing 30-inch carrier pipe alignment has a single deflection angle point of approximately 28 degrees, located at approximately 2,470 feet, linear feet from the lake intake. The carrier pipe runs from the intake pump facility at Show Low Lake and extends to the outfall at an existing irrigation canal. Upon award of contract, the contractors are required to provide a work plan that details location of receiving pits and engineering and manufacturer's calculations showing pull lengths. The contractor will also provide the terminations at of the pipe at the intake and outfall per the project specifications. All work will be performed within existing easements. City staff prepared a request for bids. The request was advertised per statutory requirements and 4 bids were received. And they are as follows: Apache Underground and Excavation LLC, $252,800. Conco Concrete Specialist LLC, $329,000. Highland West Incorporated, $342,655.88. R. Bloom Underground Inc., $369,671.48. Staff recommends awarding the construction contract for 12-inch slip line installation, City of Show Low project number FM 6824 to Apache Underground and Excavating LLC in an amount not to exceed $252,800.
Thanks, sir. Do we have a overhead for this? You know? Rachel?
No, we don't.
Doesn't look like we had one in there.
Thank you, sir. Any questions or comments? Vice Mayor?
So any earthwork or
So,
deviation type
right, they'll have to have
housing?
receiving pits. They'll have to also have a big, pretty deep excavation at the outfall end, and then where it goes into the irrigation ditch, and then another excavation where we're connecting to the pipe where it comes out of the pump station at the end of the lake, the intake end of the lake there.
Okay, so are we concerned with any blasting that'll have to take place or rock?
No, there wouldn't be any rock in those areas because everywhere that they're digging has already been excavated for the original installation.
I want to make sure that we're not looking at any change orders.
That doesn't mean we won't be looking at any change orders.
I think this is a pretty straightforward project.
Okay, there's quite a bit of a deviation in prices, so just want to make sure.
Any other questions? Comments, motions? Councilman Whipple.
I move to award the construction contract for 12-inch slip line installation, City of Show Low project number FM 6824 to Apache Underground and Excavating LLC in an amount not to exceed $252,800.00.
Got a motion? Got a second by Councilman Hatch. All those in favor of the motion? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Thank you, sir.
If I could just make one more comment, I think one of the biggest differences in the pricing was the mobilization cost. The cost per lineal foot of pipe was all pretty close.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is summary current events. Councilman Adams.
Sholo track boys and girls went down this last week and did real good. They broke a lot of school records and they did real well. I just want to thank those kids. They worked hard. They worked real hard. And Coach Boyce did an amazing job coaching those kids, and the program has come a long ways. And I just wanted to thank him and congratulate all those kids.
We're getting that time of year where school's getting ready to get out, so just remind everyone, May 23rd, 6 o'clock graduation. So if you don't want to get caught up in traffic, I would avoid Old Linden. And I know they're doing the parade for the families an hour or two before that, so keep an eye out for that as well.
I just want to ditto what I said earlier about the staff and everybody with the barbecue throwdown and the city's anniversary that was this past weekend. You know, last year the barbecue throwdown and the anniversary, we were kind of on a learning curve. We had probably 2 times as much people attend the event this weekend, and even the weather that got windy on us more Saturday than Sunday, but they did a fantastic job, from Public Works to our city staff to everybody. Morgan was out there cooking. Justin was out there cooking. That we had a lot of city staff that was out there cooking, you know, breakfast a couple days for our sister city. But I just think everybody did a fantastic job. You know, I parked my cook trailer right by the splash pad, and it felt so good when the wind kicked up, because that little breeze over there. But the splash pad's open. It fired up last Friday, so it was packed last weekend. I mean, all day, even at night. Another thing to just keep somebody in your prayers. The Imogene Brazil passed away, I believe, last week sometime, and her family. Oh my gosh, the Tennies, the Maxwell. There's a lot of history with her and with me. When I came to Sholo when I was 13 years old, she was my first boss at the Paint Pony, and she's one of a million. You know, I think about her and Estelle Hall and a lot of them back then that ran the Paint Pony, and she was one of the originals, and I believe she was 96 when she passed away. But keep her family in your prayers. She was an amazing woman in this community for sure, and she definitely will be missed, and what a great life. 96, that's amazing. City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Just a couple of quick things. We have our city's annual Project Clean Sweep that kicks off in next week. Sholo residents can dump green waste for free for 2 weeks at the Dirty Deeds Green Waste at 890 Cinder Pit Road. That's from Monday, May 13th to Saturday, May 18th, and again from Monday, May 20th to Saturday, May 25th from 8 to 4 p.m. Other services through Project Clean Sweep will take place beginning in June, and a flyer with more information is posted on the city's website and social media. We do have a couple of public works projects that are finishing up. The one in the city park, the water line replacement project's finishing up. We got to do a few bollards over there, but that should be finishing shortly. The concrete curbing at Nicholas Park and Mills parking lot is being poured, and that should be finished up here shortly, and then they'll start paving that. And then the work at our pickleball courts, the crews have come back and they're starting to do the coatings on those courts. You also see the restroom over there start to go up, so excited for those projects to continue, and we thank our citizens for their patience as we complete these projects. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And don't forget, pancake breakfast at the airport. You guys got to cover for me and go have pancakes. I can't make it this year, so you'll go?
I'll be out of town.
Make sure if they want it, some of these guys go, please. Challenge them to go. So thank you guys again. Sorry I can't be there, but I've been married 36 years, and if I missed her 60th birthday, I'd be in trouble. So
You're in trouble now for saying what her birthday
her
is.
30th.
She's watching
She
at home.
is. She is watching at home. Oh well. Anyway, if there's no more business before this council, we have scheduled meetings. Do we have any?
No meetings right now, just your regular meeting on the 21st.
Right. Okay. There's no more business before this council. Quit laughing, Rachel. I adjourn this meeting.